हरिः ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य त्रयोदशाधिकशततमः पाठः। घञ् प्रत्ययस्य अध्ययनं प्रचलत् अस्ति। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। ह्यस्तनवर्गे अस्माभिः घञ् प्रकरणस्य सूत्राणाम् अध्ययनं प्रारब्धम्। अग्रे तदेव अनुवर्तिष्यते। प्रारम्भे किञ्चित् पुनरावर्तनं कृत्वा अग्रे सरामः। भावे तथा अकर्तरि च कारके संज्ञायाम् इति अत्र अधिकारद्वयम्। भावे वाच्ये धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति। कर्तृवर्जिते कारके संज्ञायां विषये धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति इति एतयोः सूत्रयोः अर्थः अस्माभिः दृष्टः। तदनन्तरं ह्यस्तनवर्गे परिमाणाख्यायां सर्वेभ्यः इति सूत्रं सर्वेषाम् अपवादरूपेण अत्र घञ् प्रत्ययः विधीयते। अतः सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः परिमाणाख्यायां गम्यमानायां घञ् प्रत्ययः निचीयते राशीक्रियते इति निचायः नो चेत् निश्चायः निष्पावः कारः कारौ सर्वत्र हि राशिः इत्येव सर्वेषां शब्दानाम् अर्थः अस्ति। इङश्च इति सूत्रेण ईङ् धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः अध्यायः उपाध्यायः इति शब्दद्वयं दृष्टम्। उपसर्गेरुवः रू धातोः उपसर्गस्य उपस्थितौ घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति। समि उद्रुदुवः तत्रापि धातुत्रयं यू द्रु दु सम इति उपसर्गः। श्रीणीभुवोनुपसर्गे तत्र श्री धातु नी धातु तथा च भू धातु तत्र उपसर्गः नास्ति चेत् घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति। अन्ते वौक्षुश्रुवः तत्र क्षु धातु तथा च श्रु धातु इत्येतयोः विषये वि उपपदमस्ति चेत् घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति। इति सर्वं ह्यस्तनवर्गे अस्माभिः दृष्टम्। अद्य अग्रे अध्ययनं करिष्यते। So the class is going to be just monotonous like this. Unfortunately, no Shastra discussion, no Prakriya discussion, nothing. We will pick up these sutras. So we completed till Vaukshushruvaha. Agre gacchamaः अवोदोर्निः प्रेदुस्तुस्रुवः and so on. I would like to cover at least 15 to 16 sutras today. So vyupayoः शेते पर्याये इति यावत् पर्यन्तम् अद्य सूत्राणाम् अध्ययनं करिष्यते। सो अग्रे गच्छामः। सोपसर्गः नी धातुः अस्ति। पूर्वमेव अस्माभिः दृष्टम् अत्र श्रीणीभुवोनुपसर्गे इत्यत्र नी धातुः अस्ति। वस्तुतः दीर्घ ईकारान्त धातुः, अतः ए रच इति अच् प्रत्ययः तत्र प्राप्नोति। परन्तु तत्र उपसर्गः नास्ति चेत् अच् प्रत्ययस्य बाधकरूपेण घञ् इति प्रत्ययः विधीयते। So when there is no upasarga, you are going to get ghai by this sutra. When there is upasarga, you will still get back acha by a racha. Tatra tasyapi atra apavadah uktah asti. So ni asmad dhatoho ए रच इत्यनेन प्रारंभे अच् प्रत्ययः, परन्तु तत्र उपसर्गस्य अनुपस्थितौ घञ् प्रत्ययः। उपसर्गस्य उपस्थितौ तु अच् एव अस्ति। तत्र इदानीम् अग्रिमं सूत्रं पाठ्यते अवोदोर्नियः। अगेन वेरी सिंपल। अव इति उपसर्गः, उद इति उपसर्गः, अव तथा उद इति उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् इत्येतयोः उपपदयोः उपसर्गयोः नी इति धातुः नयतेः धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति। तो अव प्लस नी अवनीयते, द एक्ट ऑफ डिसेंडिंग टेकिंग डाउन। उन्नीयते, the act of uplifting, raising, taking up. So avanayaha unnayaha iti rupam siddhyati. So again, all these sutras are specifically being given for very peculiar set of words. Three words will be derived from all these sutras. So atra kimasti avanayaha iti shabdah, उन्नायः इति शब्दः, एतयोः द्वयोः शब्दयोः साधुत्वार्थम् अत्र अवोदोर्निः, because you cannot do anything. Two upasargas, ava and uta, one dhatu, 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, just two forms are there, nothing more. So these are not representative forms, these are the actual all forms. Katham unnayah padarthanam. So padarthanam uplifting, padarthanam unnaya is also called unnaya. सो तत्र उन्नय इति कथं सिद्ध्यति? तत्र उत् उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् घञ् प्रत्ययः एव भवेत्, उत प्लस् नि इत्यत्र घञ् प्रत्ययः एव भवेत्, तत्र उन्नय इति अच् प्रत्ययः कथं क्रियते? So anytime you are stuck with like this question and you have to justify a prayoga, you have that, fallback कृत्यल्युटो बहुलम. So that's a weapon that you can always take out. So कृत्यल्युटो बहुलम iti ach bhavishyati. Anything you can't remember, throw it on the name of कृत्यल्युटो बहुलम. So katham unnayah padarthanam कृत्यल्युटो बहुलम iti ach bhavishyati. अवनायः अधोनयनम्, उन्नायः ऊर्ध्वनयनम्, कथम उन्नयः उत्प्रेक्षा. So उत्प्रेक्षा is another word, uplifting इति अर्थः. So कथम उन्नयः इति शब्दः बाहुलकात् इत्युक्ते कृत्यल्युटो बहुलम् इति बाहुलकात् सिद्ध्यति. So somebody is actually giving a suggestion. I told them I will do this at some point in time, but I'm not able to do it given the lack of time. But in this particular sheet, we have sutram, we have dhatu, pratyaya, vishesha, and we should add another column over here, which basically gives the final pratipadikas. And that particular column will be very useful in this context. So next to avod or niyaha, I can actually write the words avanaya and unnaya. That particular column may not be of value for general sutras like nishtha or advul truchau and so on. But for many other sutras, specifically in this ghai prakaranam, if you add additional column and write the exact name of the word that is generated by that sutra, it will be very useful. I told them in this suggestion was given by them in past also, I told them I'll do it, but due to lack of time I'm unable to do it. After the course is over, I'll put up some time. If anybody of you is interested in volunteering, just send me a list of forms and I'll just copy paste them in this particular sheet. That's also doable. So avodornya, but I just want to mention this is a very useful suggestion. It is at back of my mind. I'll definitely do it at some point. So avodornya. Agrimam sutram predrustu sruvaha. So all of you should be able to make sense out of all these sutras. No magic is happening. The only thing that I am here to explain is the precise context. Other than that, you should be able to parse the sutras completely on your own. So predrustu sruvaha. So dru gatau iti dhatuhu, stu stutau iti dhatuhu, सृ गतौ इति धातुः. सर्वेषां विषये ऋकारान्त उकारान्ताः धातवः सन्ति. रुदो रप इत्यनेन तत्र अप इति प्रत्ययः प्राप्नोति. तद् बाधित्वा घय इति प्रत्ययः भवति. प्र इति उपपदम् अस्ति चेत्. So again, just three words: प्र plus द्रु plus घय, प्र plus तु plus घय, प्र plus ru plus घय. Pradrav. So the action of flowing or akaratarichakarake samnyayam, the entity that is flowing, for example. So a liquid or a fluid iti arthaha. Prastavaha, prasravaha, again the same thing. Prastava is a prastava or some proposal that you put. Prasrava is again srugatau, sarane, to flow. So pradrava itet sadrusha eva arthaha. अत्र सर्वत्र प्ल प्लस द्रु प्लस घय इत्येतेन प्रकारेण प्रक्रिया सिद्ध्यति. प्र इति किं? द्रवः. Very well known word, right? द्रवः, स्तवः, स्तुति on its own. We say Ganesh stavah, Lakshmi stavah. So stavah, that's the stuti. Drava is just the liquid. Srava is again something that flows. But when you add a pra upasarga on it, pradrava, not pradrava, pradrava, prastava, prasrava. So कौमुद्यां तु केवलम् उदाहरणानि एव दत्तानि सन्ति. प्रद्राव, प्रस्ताव, प्रस्राव. प्र इति किम् इत्युक्ते प्रे इति किम्, द्रवः, स्तवः, स्रवः इति उदाहरणानि. अग्रे nirabhyof pulvoho. I'm just showing the sutras again and again so to make sure we are going in sequence. So avodorniyah predrustusruvaha nirabhyof pulvoho. Again nir and abhi iti upasarga dvayam. pu dhatuhu punya pavane punati iti dhatuhu and lu chedane iti dhatuhu. So puya and pung, both of them are being taken by pu. So pu iti ekah dhatuhu तथा च लू इति अपरः धातुः. So luya chedane, to cut, iti धातुः. पू इति पुंग तथा पुयोः सामान्येन ग्रहणम. So you have two upasargas, you have two dhatus. Obviously, there will be yatha sankhya sambandha. So yatha sankham upasarga sambandha. So nir iti upasargaha pu iti dhatuhu अत्र घय प्रत्ययः भवति. तदनन्तरम् अभि इति उपसर्गः लू इति धातुः तत्रापि घय प्रत्ययः भवति. सो निर अभिपूर्वयोः यथा संख्यं पू ल्वोः धात्वोः घय प्रत्ययः भवति. निष्पावः. Yesterday only we saw this word in परिमाणाख्यायां सर्वेभ्यः. You saw this exactly the same word nishpava. There also it was the same dhatu pu, same upasarga ni, nis. But what was happening is because there was a parimana, therefore we went to this parimanaakhyayam sarvebhya. In the current context, it is just the dhanyam iti arthaha. So as I mentioned yesterday, we have those baskets, we remove the husk from those grains. So those particular grains, they are called nishpava. When you are talking about heaps of those grains, you have to give the same word, but you have to go back to the parimanaakhyayam sarvebhya so that it becomes dvau nishpavau, trayah nishpavaha, and so on. There you are talking about the parimana. Here is just the grains. There is no quantity that is being discussed. So you get a ghai by nirabhyo pulvoho. So nirabhyo pulvoho ityanena nir iti upasargaha pu iti dhatuhu ghai iti pratyayah निष्पाव इति तत्र रूपम. एवमेव अभि तथा लू इति धातुः अभिलावः. The cutting or mowing of the lawn, that process is called abhilav. So nishpa, because lu chedane, abhi, from all sides. So you clean that, cut that garden from all sides and make it uniform. So abhilavaha, that action is called abhilava. It's all bhava by default. So we always give the kriya and explain the meaning. So nishpavah अभिलावः. निरभ्यो इति किं पवः लवः. तत्र घय प्रत्ययः न भवति, अप् प्रत्ययः एव विधीयते. कौमुदी निष्पूयते शूर्पादिभिः. So that particular basket. निष्पूयते शूर्पादिभिः इति निष्पावः धान्यविशेषः. अभिलावः निष्पावः. निरभ्योः किं पवः लवः. So nothing over here. So the previous slide, there is a question in srava and drava, which karaka is used. It's not written over here, which means drava is just the action of flowing. The one that flows, if you start calling it drava, then it will probably be kartari karaka, which is not justified in akartari chakarake samnyayam. So if you want to create drava to indicate, something that flows, I think is that what I mentioned, a fluid or a liquid, you should go back to acha pratyaya and make a kartari pratyaya. The act of flowing or the act of whatever praising, that will be called stava. So when you are talking about the bhava, when you are talking about the dhatu, you give ghaya pratyaya. When you are talking about the karta, you have to resort to a different pratyaya. So dru gatau iti dhatu tatra kaha gachati कर्ता कः अस्ति इति वदामश्चेत् अस्य सूत्रस्य सन्दर्भः नास्ति, परन्तु तत्र गमनक्रिया इत्येव यदा उच्यते तदा द्रव इति शब्दः. स्तव, so when you say stava, it's basically the act of praising. The actual prayer can also be called stava, but that's a different derivation. Here is the act of praising. So let's actually take a look at commentary and see if they talk about any particular karaka over here. There is nothing. At least either I don't have or there are nothing in the commentaries. So nobody talks anything about it. So we have to take it as bhave, or if the prayoga mandates akartari chakarake samnyam at some place. Okay, agre gachamah. So that completes nirabhyo pulvoh. Agre unyor graha. Let's see this. Nirabhyo pulvoh unyor graha krudhanye. So I'm taking both of these on the same slide. Gru nigarane iti dhatuhu. Gru shabde iti api dhatuhu. So gru shabde, to make a sound. Gru nigarane, to consume, to swallow. So gru nigarane, gru shabde, both of these dhatus That is the first sutram. So the first sutram, unyor graha, talks only about these gru dhatu, which is comes in two flavors, gru shabde and gru nigarane, dvayoho api grahanam. उन्योः उपपदयोः गृ इत्येतस्मात् धातोः घञ प्रत्ययः भवति. सो उत्त इति उपपदम् उपसर्गः, नो चेत् नी इति उपसर्गः. So you have two upasargas, one dhatu, ut plus gru plus ghaya will give udgara, the loud noise of an ocean. Udgara samudrasya. Ni plus, so that's nyo. So ni plus gru plus ghaya. Nigaraha, the act of swallowing done by Devadatta. Again, when I say udgaraha samudrasya, it is the act of making sound. Every time, I mean, I might not say that again and again, but we are in the bhavadhikara. Every time we are talking about the bhava of that kriya and not the karta of that kriya. Many times while doing an explanation, in evidently it turns out, I mean, the statement like happened, how it happened for drava. I, an obvious interpretation that can come is the actual liquid or the drava, the entity, but that's not what we should refer to. Here also, udgara is the act of making noise that's being hinted, indicated over here. It's always the bhava. So udgaraha samudrasya, nigaraha devadattasya, unyoho iti kim, ut नो चेत् नि इति नास्ति चेत् केवलं गरः इत्येव अत्र रूपं भवति. उद्गारः, निगारः, उन्योः इति किं गरः, किमपि नास्ति. So unyorgrahah krudhanye, same set of upasargas are carried. So I just took them on the same slide. So kru vikshepe, we actually saw exactly the same dhatu in parimanakhyayam sarvebhyah. So we saw the kru dhatu, dvau karau trayah karaha, indicating heap, a dhanya rashi. So here also it is exactly the same meaning but not the parimana. So how we saw on the previous slide, the nishpavau and nishpavaha. So here this nishpava did not refer to the unit of measurement, but all other context was the same. In exactly the same way, krudhanye atrapi ut no chet ni iti upasargah asti, krु इति धातुः अस्ति, तत्र घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति, धान्य विषयः एव सः अत्रापि सन्दर्भः, केवलं राशिः परिमाणम् इति अत्र न गण्यते. सो उन्योः इति वर्तते, क्रू इत्येतस्मात् धातोः उन्योः उपपदयोः घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति, धान्य विषयश्चेद् धात्वर्थः भवति, विक्षेपार्थस्य किरतेर्ग्रहणं न हिंसार्थस्य. So we also have kru himsayam, but that's not the dhatu that is being discussed over here because there is no prayoga like that. So viksheparthasya kiratehe grahanam na himsarthasya. Vikshepa is to collect together, to spread. In both ways the meaning can be given. So here for example, a lot of grains that is collected together, no reference to parimana but just the grain that is collected together. So tadrisham atra arthaha utkaraha dhanyasya, lot of grains have been collected or scattered or collected together, whatever. Nikaraha dhanyasya, उभयत्र समानः एव अर्थः. पाइल इति वदामः, हीप इति वदामः, समुच्चयः इति वदामः, परन्तु तत्र परिमाणं नास्ति इति स्मर्तव्यम्. Dhanye iti kim, if it is not about the dhanya specifically, dhanya grains, if it is not about that grains, bhikshayaha utkaraha, a lot of bhiksha has been collected together, that is bhikshotkaraha. Lot of flowers have been collected together or scattered across multiple area. Understand, scattered and collected are not being used as opposite words over here. If it's a huge quantity, it can be scattered across an area and still look like it's collected in that area. So scattered doesn't mean one at one end and other at another end. It's basically means it's a huge some quantity and it's being scattered around in a significantly large area. So bhikshotkaraha, pushpanikaraha, and so on. So atra nikara utkara atra ghai pratyayah na bhavati, अप इत्येव प्रत्ययः भवति. सो क्रू इत्येतस्मात् धान्य विषयात् पुण्योर्घः स्यात्, उत्कारो निकारो धान्यस्य विक्षेपः इत्यर्थः. धान्ये किं भिक्षोत्करः पुष्पनिकरः. somebody is asking सूत्र द्वयस्य उपयोगः कः तत्र प्रश्नः न स्पष्टः उपयोगः कः इत्युक्ते उद्गार इति शब्दस्य सिद्धौ उपयोगः अस्ति निगार इति शब्दस्य सिद्धौ उपयोगः अस्ति उत्कार शब्दस्य सिद्धौ उपयोगः अस्ति सो उत प्लस क्रू इत्यत्र घञ् प्रत्ययः नैव प्राप्नोति इट इज अ दीर्घ ऋकारान्त धातु तत्र रुदो रप इत्यनेन अप्रत्ययः विधीयते विशिष्टे संदर्भे तत्र घञ् प्रत्ययः करणीयः अतः अत्र अनेन सूत्रेण विशिष्ट विधानं क्रियते. So all the sutras that we are going to discuss today and tomorrow, they are of the same type. Very peculiar, one, two, two, three words here and there have been derived, and some complex looking sutras have been given over here. I mean, sutras are actually small, unyor, graha, krudhanya, and so on. The number, sheer number increases the complexity. So agree. Yajne sami stuvaha. Let's again go to the list. So nirabhyo pulvoho unyorgraha krudhanye yajne samistuvaha. So yajna vishaye yajne iti asti atra sam iti upasargaha atra stu iti dhatuhu. Let's go back to this stu dhatu. We saw this stu dhatu a few slides ago over here. So pre drustusruvaha इत्यत्र प्र उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् तत्र स्तु धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः कृतः अस्ति. So this is actually scattered in the sense same dhatu appears across like various different sutras. The only structure that you have see is in the pratyaya. So once he takes ghai pratyaya and runs all through the ghai pratyaya, beyond that he just optimizes for anuvrittis, and while optimizing for one type of anuvritti, some things usually get repeated. So प्रेदुस्तुस्रुवः इत्यत्रापि स्तु इति शब्दः आसीत्. इदानीं केभ्यश्चन सूत्रेभ्यः अनन्तरम् अत्र यज्ञे समिस्तुवः इत्यत्रापि स्तु शब्दस्य प्रयोगः कृतः. सम इति धातुः तत्र सम इति उपसर्गः तत्र प्र इति उपसर्गः आसीत्. सो सम इति उपसर्गः स्तु इति धातुः स्तुति इति अर्थः. यज्ञ विषये प्रयोगे specifically in the context of yajnas समपूर्वात् स्तौतेः घञ प्रत्ययः भवति. So sama plus stu plus ghaya gives a word called samstava. What is samstava? It is a place where some priests come and sing those mantras. So here it is adhikarane prayogah asti. So akartarichakarake samyam इत्यनेन अत्र अधिकरणकारके अत्र प्रयोगः क्रियते. So संस्थावः छन्दोगानां. Chandog is a person, is a priest, is a Brahmin who sings the richas, the mantras from Vedas. So chandah gayati. Saha chandogah. Tesham sarvesham samstavaha, the place where they come together and do that particular recitation, singing, prayers. So sametya stuvanti yasmin deshe. Sametya, come together. Stuvanti, they do that particular chand gana, chandasaha ganam. So sametya stuvanti yasmin deshe chandogaha brahmanaha. Chandoga is group of priests who do that singing. Sahadeshaha samstavaha iti uchyate. So again, very obscure term called samstava, which is used in the literature, has been justified over here. Samstava, more or less, all these sutras are not, fancy, significantly different than giving nipatanas. So this is exactly like nipatanas. Instead of ready-made giving words, he is just like uh, giving a some kind of upasarga, some kind of dhatu, and trying to bring a structure around them. Because nipatana is nothing different than a dictionary, right? What is a nipatana? It's a list of words with their meanings. So that's like a dictionary. He tries to avoid that and gives some structure around it. So samstava iti ekaha shabdaha eva atra siddhyati, because there is one upasarga sama and one dhatu stu, and what you can generate. So sama plus stu plus gaya samstava, that also in a very specific context, not everywhere, but in the context of yajna, where next to that yajna there will be a certain place where all those priests will come and they will sing those mantras. That place will be called samstava. सो संस्ताव समेत्य स्तुवन्ति अस्मिन् देशे छन्दोगाः सः देशः संस्तावः इति उच्यते। यज्ञे इति किं? छात्रयोः संस्तवः। सो सम प्लस स्तु इत्येव अस्ति, परन्तु यज्ञः इति सन्दर्भः नास्ति चेत् घञ् प्रत्ययः न भवति, अप् एव भवति। संस्तवः इंट्रोडक्शन परिचयः इति अर्थः इस् रिटन ओवर हियर। संस्तवः परिचयः। सो समेत्य स्तुवन्ति अस्मिन् देशे छन्दोगाः सः देशः संस्तावः। यज्ञे इति किं? संस्तवः परिचयः। So that completes yajne samistuvah. Agre gacchamaha. Prestro ayajne. So earlier he says yajne, now it is ayajne. Prestro ayajne. Dhatu is different, upasarga is different, condition is different, everything is different. So it's not like previous sutra is yajna and this is ayajna. It's just that the terms happen to collide. Everything else is different. So yajne samistuvaha ityatra sama plus stu iti asti. Prestro ayajne ityatra pra plus stru iti asti. So prestro yajne. स्तृय इति धातुः प्रेस्त्रो यज्ञे अयज्ञे इति अर्थः। एंड प्रथने वाव शब्दे इति सूत्रद्वयम् अत्र अस्मिन् एव सन्दर्भे। in fact there are three sutras I think. Let's see this. Right, there is Chando Namnicha also. So there are three sutras in sequence. Chando Namnicha will take on the next slide. But Prestro Yajne and Prathane Vava Shabde, both these sutras are for this Stru Dhatu. Some very interesting discussion actually over here. So Stru Dhatu comes in the meaning of Achadane. So Stru Achadane. Achadana means covering on the face of it. There are two different variations or two different flavors of this achadana. Both the sutras capture one flavor each. So let me first elaborate a little bit on what achadana means. So achadana on one side can mean samuchaya. So for example, you have beads, money, lots and lots of beads are there. You collect them together and you can create a covering made up of those beads. So maybe you have some 1,000-2,000 beads, you arrange them on a table, so the entire table gets covered with those beads. Now here, that particular achadanam, it happens because of samuchaya, because of the collection of the beads. So multiple small beads, or the example given in the sutra is shankhas. So multiple small shankha, you collect them together, the sheer number of those objects, small beads or shankhas, that causes an achadana. That is one aspect of this particular dhatu, also referred by the word samuchaya. That is the theme of the Prestro Yajne Sutram. I'll come to that sutram in details, but before that, let's talk about the second meaning of Achadana. Now, the second meaning is probably more popular. You take a piece of cloth and you spread it on the table. So then the entire table gets covered on because of that cloth. Now here there is no samuchaya. It's not multiple small cloths that are coming together. It's a single cloth that is spread across. So that achadana involves spreading. Understand the difference. The first achadana involves collection, samuchaya. The second achadana involves vistara, spreading, also called as prathanam. So you have two meanings of the word struya achadane. One is samuchaya, other is prathanam. The first sutram, Prestro Yajne, talks about the samuchaya. The second sutram, Prathane Vava Shabde, talks about the prathana. Prathana is spreading, vistaraha, like how a tablecloth gets spread. So when you have these two meanings in mind, now we can go to the sutras in details. So tatra prestro yajne iti sutram struya achadane iti dhatuhu प्र इति उपसर्गः. So single dhatu, single upasarga, 1 into 1 is 1. Single word will be generated. अस्मात् धातोः प्र शब्दे उपपदे घय प्रत्ययः भवति. सो प्र प्लस स्त्रु प्लस घय एतादृशः प्रत्ययः भवति. एतादृशः प्रयोगः सिद्ध्यति कुत्र? अयज्ञे. इफ दैट पर्टिक्युलर समुच्चय, this samuchaya covering done because of the samuchaya, if that covering done because of the samuchaya is not in the context of yajna, yajnasya sandarbhe nasti, tarhi tatra घय इति प्रत्ययः भवति. See, so many obscure conditions have been brought together. This is a sheer effort of justifying the, the siddhi of existing words in some or the other way. So स्त्रुय आच्छादने अस्मात् धातोः प्रशब्दे उपपदे घय प्रत्ययः भवति न चेत् यज्ञ विषय प्रयोगो भवति. The example, as I mentioned, शंख प्रस्तारः. I think one of the other commentaries gives the example as mणि प्रस्तारः. Both are same. प्रस्तार इति तत्र मुख्यः शब्दः. प्र प्लस स्त्रु प्लस घय प्रस्तार. आच्छादनम कथम सिद्ध्यति? समुच्चयेन आच्छादनम सिद्ध्यति. So many shankhas have been brought together that they cover up that particular area not related to yajna. अयज्ञे इति किम? बर्हिषः प्रस्तरः. बर्हिष, a typical type of grass, say kush or something which is used in the yajna. So when there is a collection or some area has been covered by that particular grass in the context of yajnas, you don't use the word prastara, you use the word prastara, because that is the context of yajna. So prestro yajne, that sutram cannot be used. Therefore you default to the rudo rapa and give an upper. पुनरेकवारं वदामि. प्र प्लस स्त्रु इति अस्ति चेत् तत्र स्त्रु धातोः अर्थः एव आच्छादनम्. सो तत्र अर्थस्य कोऽपि विषयः नास्ति, सन्दर्भः नास्ति. स्त्रु धातु includes the meaning of achchadana, covering. That covering for this particular sutram is about the samuchaya, small entities covering the entire surface. If that covering has nothing to do with yajna, you do a ghai pratyaya. शंख प्रस्तारः, मणि प्रस्तारः इति उदाहरणं व्याख्याने लभ्यते. परन्तु यज्ञस्य सन्दर्भे अस्ति दर्भ प्रस्तरः, कुश प्रस्तरः, बर्हिषः प्रस्तरः. सो तत्र प्रस्तरः इति शब्दः सिद्ध्यति. सो अयज्ञे इति छेदः, यज्ञे इति प्रकृतत्वात्. So he says in prestro yajne, obviously there was no writing, and in writing also this avagraha is not necessarily a compulsory entity. Many people write without avagraha also, and moreover pronunciation does not differ. So even if you write with avagraha or without avagraha, the pronunciation is same. You don't say prestro yajne, that's not the correct pronunciation. Prestro yajne, whether it is with avagraha or without avagraha. So just by looking at the sutram, one might get a doubt, is it a yajne or is it yajne? So he says obviously this is a yajne, because if Panini wanted yajne over here, he could have taken it as an anuvritti from the previous sutram. So previous sutram atra yajne samistuvaha इत्यस्मात् एव तत्र यज्ञे इत्यस्य अनुवृत्तिः भवितुम् अर्हति. परन्तु तादृशम् अनुवृत्तिः न क्रियते. पुनः यज्ञे इति शब्दः अत्र प्रयुज्यते. सः अयज्ञे इत्येव अस्ति इति तत्र सः स्पष्टीकरोति. अयज्ञे इति छेदः यज्ञे इति प्रकृतत्वात्. प्रकृतत्वात् इट वाज केपेबल ऑफ कमिंग फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस सूत्रम, परन्तु तादृशं न क्रियते. पुनरेकवारं यज्ञ शब्दः प्रयुज्यते. अतः अत्र अयज्ञे इति छेदः प्रस्तारः. सो शंख प्रस्तारः इति अत्र काशिकायाम् उदाहरणम्. अयज्ञे इति किं? बर्हिषः प्रस्तरः मुष्टि विशेषः, a handful collection of that darbha, that kusha, that particular grass. So a handful, so a collection enough to cover your hand, entire hand. So prastaraha mushti visheshaha. Bring a handful of kusha or bring a handful of darbha, that's prastaraha. That action is called prastara, or that collection is called prastara iti atra ashayah. Agrimam sutram. somebody is asking ayajnya iti paryudasah asti uta prasajya pratishedah asti. Let's look at the commentaries. I don't think this is discussed over here because it is yajna bhinnaha sandarbhaha. So it could be, as long as the context is not yajna, we don't really care about the context, so it looks like a prasajya pratishedha. But let me just see if he has specifically, he's not talked anything about it. But for example, when you say अयज्ञे इति पर्युदासः, तत्र यज्ञः नास्ति अन्यत् किमपि अस्ति इति स्पष्टीकर्तव्यम्. As soon as you make a paryudasa, ayajna needs to bring in some object, but that's not what is being discussed over here. केवलं यज्ञ सन्दर्भः नास्ति, अन्यः कः सन्दर्भः अस्ति इत्यस्य चिन्तनं नावश्यकम्. यज्ञ सन्दर्भः नास्ति इत्येव अत्र चिन्तनम्. अतः प्रसज्य प्रतिषेधपक्षः अत्र भवेत्, परन्तु व्याख्याने तादृशं किमपि नोक्तमस्ति. प्रायः तादृशः महत्वपूर्णः विषयः अपि अयं न. अग्रे गच्छामः. अग्रिमं सूत्रं प्रथने वाव शब्दे. So somebody is asking, let me have that question also. What is the reference to the word mushti vishesha? So here prastara is a handful or a fistful of that particular kusha. So that kusha or that darbha is collected in that particular area. How much of its size is basically a size of a feast. Sorry, not feast, size of a fist. So mushti vishesha, so in that particular yajna, maybe a handful or a fistful of darbha has to be kept. That is the reference over here. अग्रे गच्छामः. प्रथने वाव शब्दे इति तत्र अग्रिमं सूत्रं same dhatu, same meaning is also there through a achadane, but now different shade of that meaning. So as I mentioned earlier, achadana shabdasya tatra arthadvayam asti. समुच्चयेन आच्छादनं भवितुमर्हति, नो चेत् विस्तारेण आच्छादनं भवितुमर्हति. You spread a piece of cloth on the table and that's also achadana. So that's exactly the meaning that is being over here. Prathana. Prathana is spreading. The upasarga over here is vi iti upasarga. Tasya saptami ekvachanam vau iti asti. Ashabde, I'll keep that aside for now. But vau iti tatra likhitam asti sutre. So struya achadane asmat dhatoho vi shabde upapade. So in the previous context it was pra shabde upapade. Now it is vi shabde upapade. सो वी शब्दे उपपदे घय प्रत्ययः भवति प्रथने गम्यमाने. प्रथनम इत्युक्ते किम? विस्तीर्णता. To spread across, take a piece of cloth and spread it in a bigger area. Exactly that example is given over here. Patasya vistaraha. It should be a single entity that has been spread across. So patasya vistaraha. Prathane iti kim? Truna vistaraha. Understand this. Very useful example. When you say truna vistaraha, it is not a single piece of grass that is spreading across the area. Even if you say the grass is occupying the entire ground, it is occupying on the account of samuchaya. The tablecloth occupying the entire ground is on the account of prathana. The grass occupying the entire ground is on the account of the samuchaya. So this sutram is only specific to prathana. So he says prathane iti kim? Trunasya vistaraha. The truna, single small microscopic grass cannot occupy the entire thing. It has to be a collection of the grasses. That is not acceptable meaning. It is not prathana, it is samuchaya. So this sutram is not applicable. So truna vistaraha, normal ghaya. Why you cannot revert back to the previous sutram? Because it needs a pra. Here it is v upasarga. So v upasargah asti chet पूर्व सूत्रस्य किमपि प्रयोजनं नास्ति. v उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् इदमेव सूत्रं प्रथने वौ अशब्दे. वौ इति v उपसर्गस्य निर्देशः. तत्र तृणविस्तरः, अन्यत्र तु पटस्य विस्तारः. So very well known word actually, vistar, expansion, spreading, directly derived from this sutram prathane vava shabde. Now there is a something interesting reference over here. He says prathane vau ashabde. Shabda vishayah yatra nasti tatraiva vistara shabdasya prayogah bhavati. So when you are saying I'm spreading a cloth, that's perfectly fine. But when you are saying there is a spread of this concept or there is a spread of this book, Spread of this book is not the physical spread of the book, but say that particular Vyakarana Shastra is spread across the Siddhanta Kaumudi, or it is spread across the Kashika. In that particular sense, we do not use the correct current sutram because ashabde iti vishishta rupena nirdesha kritaha asti. So granthasya kaha asti iti vadama chet vistaraha iti uchyate. So trunasya vistaraha kimartham tatra prathanameva nasti. अतः तृणस्य विस्तरः ग्रन्थस्य नो चेत् वचसां नो चेत् शब्दस्य विस्तरः किमर्थं तत्र अशब्दे इति तत्र निर्देशः निषेधः कृतः अस्ति सो तृणविस्तर वर्सेस पटविस्तार वर्सेस ग्रंथविस्तर तृणविस्तर because prathana is not there so first condition fails Grantha Vistara because the second condition fails. A Shabda condition is not satisfied. It is a Shabda. A Grantha will be a collection of words. So when you say Siddhanta Kaumudi explains the entire Vyakarana Shastra, it is through the Shabdas. So that's the spread of words. So again, a Shabda is not satisfied. So you revert back to Vistara. So Shabda Vistara, Grantha Vistara, Katha Vistara, Vachasam Vistara, and so on. And in all other cases where you neither have the samuchaya, so you actually have the prathana and has nothing to do with the shabda related entity, so you have vachasam you have patasya vistaraha. So vi purvat strunatehe stru iti dhatu strunatehe ghai syad ashabda vishaye prathane. Understand again, two things are being told. Ashabda Vishaya is one and Prathana is another. Both of them are satisfied. So you say Patasya Vistarha. Prathane iti kim Trunasya Vistarha. So there is no Prathana over there. Ashabde iti kim Grantha Vistarha. So Shabda Vishaya is there. So you do not talk about Vistara over here. Now, having said that, let's go back all the way in the beginning slide, and almost every class starts with this pratidnya. अस्य वर्गस्य प्रयोजनानि सिद्धांत कौमुद्याः कृदन्त प्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनम्. What is going on over here? Is the first word itself wrong in a Krudanta class that has been running from 110 classes? So there are two explanations over here. First is that अत्र विस्तारेण अध्ययनं यदा वदामः तदा केवलं शब्दविषयः अस्ति इत्येव नावश्यकं. तत्र प्रायः लेखनं भवितुमर्हति, चिन्तनं भवितुमर्हति, मननं भवितुमर्हति. So it is beyond the words. It is sometimes it is obviously you have to go through the words, but it is not just restricted to the words. So ashabde iti tatra asti, ashabde iti amshah tatra asti iti uktva tatra प्रथने वाव शब्दे इत्यनेन घय प्रत्यय कृते वि प्लस ट्रू प्लस घय इति विस्तार इति वक्तुं शक्यते. सो ग्रन्थस्य विस्तारः भवेत्, कथायाः विस्तारः भवेत्, सॉरी ग्रन्थस्य विस्तरः भवेत्, कथायाः विस्तरः भवेत्, वाण्याः वचसां विस्तरः भवेत्. But here we take a lenient marga. Say we say adhyayanam is not necessarily only reading through book. It's also mananam. It's also reflecting back, and not everything requires words. And therefore vistara iti atra shabdaha avashyam sadhutvam prapnoti. Which means that every time we read this sentence, Siddhanta Kaumudyaha Krudanta Prakaranasya Sarvesham Sutranam Vistarena, it itself means all those four padas, Acharyat, Padamadatte, Padashishya, Swamedhaya, and so on. So you have to do manana, you have to ask each other, you have to think about it, you have to write down, do homework. Everything is included when you do this Vistara and not just reading the book and studying from that. So that is one explanation of why Vistara makes sense on this particular line. The second reason is that there is actually yet another dhatu called V plus struya swadiganasya dhatuh asti tatra hrasvah rukarah asti. So these two sutras are for struya dirgha rukarasya vishaye. So struya achadane iti kriyadiganasya dhatuh अस्यैव धातोः विषये अत्र सूत्रद्वयम् उक्तमस्ति. there is yet another dhatu in the fifth gana, V plus struya, raswarukara asti. Meaning is same, but dhatu is different. Now for this dhatu, neither this sutra is applicable nor this sutra is applicable, no other sutra is applicable. It's an outsargika ghai pratyaya. So for V plus through achadane, it's always going to be ghai pratyaya. No other apavadas have been told. So asmad dhatoho shabdam bhavet, ashabdah bhavet, prathanam bhavet, samuchaya bhavet, anything. Upasargaha bhavet, upasarga rahita rupam bhavet, kimapi asti chet औत्सर्गिक रूपेण तत्र घय प्रत्ययः एव भवति. So when you see things like granthasya vistarah, is that wrong? No, that is also correct, and you can justify it on the account of V plus truya achadane. What is the more popular usage? More popular usage is grantha vistara. If you look at, listen to various scholars, panditas talking, they will explicitly use the word vistara when talking about grantha, when talking about words, when talking about language, when talking about stories, and so on. परंतु तत्र ग्रन्थस्य विस्तारः इत्यपि अवश्यं साधुत्वं प्राप्नोति. भिन्नः धातुः अस्ति, भिन्ना प्रक्रिया अस्ति, रूपं तु सदृशमेव भवति इति अत्र निर्णयः. So going back to कौमुद्याः सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं, you can also take a shortcut and say, well, I want to depend on this particular dhatu, and then vistara is just valid. So you can go and look up Krudanta Rupanandini, for example. It shows it shows star over here. Clear ghai pratyaya is there. Or you can rely on this particular prathame vava shabde and then explain that this is a shabda, both of them are there. So ashabdaha asti iti artham swikrutya tatra vistaraha iti api samarthayitum shakyate. Agre gachamaha. The third sutram in that list. So we had three sutras. Prestro yadnye prathane vava shabde. The third one is chando namni cha. छंदो नाम्नि च सेम धातु स्तुर्याच्छादने परंतु अत्र विशिष्टः संदर्भः अस्ति. छंद, in this context छंद does not mean Vedas. Typically everywhere wherever in Ashtadhyayi we have the word chanda, it means Vedas, the Vaidika context. But here in this sutram, chanda is actually the chanda of poetry. Anushtup chandaha, trishtup chandaha, bruhati chandaha, pankti chandaha. So that chanda is the context over here. Chando namni cha. The name of certain chandas are being derived by applying the ghaya pratyaya to stru dhatu. That's the meaning of this sutram. So vi purvat strunatehe, vi plus stru ityatra chando namni. In order to indicate name of a chandas, ghai iti pratyayah bhavati. So vrittam atra chandaha gruhyate. Vrittam is the chanda of Sahitya Shastra. So vrittam atra chandaha gruhyate yasya gayatriyadaya visheshaha. So Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtup, Trishtup, Bruhati, Pankti, these are chandas. So Gayatriyadaya visheshaha, these are the very specific names of these chandas. Na mantra brahmanam, not the part of Vedas. The brahmanas, mantras, they are also called chanda, not in that context. Why? How do I know? Nama grahanat. Chandasi cha iti na uchyate. Chando namni cha iti uchyate. So name of a chanda specifically means name of a musical chanda. So then he says, what are the names of these chanda that are derived using this V plus through? I mean, I took some 5-6 names right now. Trishtup, Anushtup, Bruhati, Pankti. None of them seem to be derived from this. So he says, here are the example. Vishtara Pankti. Iti kaschana chandaha asti. Vishtara Bruhati. Iti kaschana chandaha asti. So it's a name. Now, Vishtara Pankti iti shabde Vishtara shabdaha katham siddhyati. तर्हि तत्र वी इति उपसर्गः स्त्रु इति धातुः घय इति प्रत्ययः. That's how it is being derived. So विष्टार पंक्ति शब्दः अत्र छंदो नाम. The name of that chandas is विष्टार पंक्ति. This विष्टार पंक्ति word is not घय प्रत्ययंत. A part of that is घय प्रत्ययंत. So a part of that vishtar, this is घय प्रत्ययंत. So Vishtar Pankti Shabdaha Atra Chando Nama Chandasaha Nama Nacha Ghayantam Shabdarupam. This word is not Ghayanta, it is the name of a Chandas. Tatra tu Avayavatvena Tadvartate. A part of Vishtara Pankti, the name is the word Vishtara, and that's what we are deriving right now. Stru iti dhatuhu, V iti upasargaha, Ghaya iti pratyayaha. Because the generated word is going to become a part of the name of the chanda, we are allowed to apply the sutram and create the word Vishtara to be used for Vishtara Pankti or Vishtara Bruhati. So, tatra tu avayavatvena tadvartate chando namni iti adhikarana saptami. He clarifies it. One might look it at saptami and say it's upapada, tatra upapadam saptami stham. So he says, no, no, this is not an upapada saptami. This is adhikarana saptami. Chandasaha nama tasmin namni yaha kaschana avayavaha tasya idanim स्पष्टीकरणं व्युत्पत्तिः दीयते इति अर्थः. सो छन्दसः नाम तस्मिन् नाम्नि विद्यमानः विष्टारशब्दः इत्थं सिद्ध्यति. वि उपसर्गः स्त्रु धातुः घञ् प्रत्ययः. सो स्त्र इति अनुवर्तते, विष्टार पंक्ति इति कश्चन छन्दः, and then you have to somehow justify. I mean, you cannot randomly combine the letters, so he somehow justifies it. Katham vistiryante asmin aksharani. That particular chanda in which the letters spread across. What does it mean, letters spread across? Probably the number of letters is more in each line. So each line of a chanda has a specific number of letters. Anushtup has 8. Malini, for example, has 15. So each chanda has a specific number of letters on each line. Maybe the number of letters on this particular chanda, each line, are pretty long or large number. So vistiryante asmin aksharani. Somehow justification is there given because you have to somehow justify that particular rupa. So vistiryante asmin aksharani iti adhikarane ghai. Adhikarane ghai akartaricha karake samnyayam. Adhikarane atra ghai pratyaya asti. Tadanantaram karmadharya samasah. Vishtara panktischa idam chandah vishtara pankti chandah कर्मधारय समासः अस्ति. सो विस्तीर्यन्ते अस्मिन् अक्षराणि इति अधिकरणे घय प्रत्ययं कृत्वा विष्टार इति शब्दः सिद्ध्यति. Now if you look at this particular word, something does not look right. विष्टार इत्यत्र somehow शकारः तत्र आगतः अस्ति. So somebody is saying Prashtar is also a name of the chanda. Thank you very much. So Prashtar, Vishtar, I mean, my knowledge on this chandas is next to zero. So whatever is there in the commentaries, I'm just helping to. That's all that I've learned. I've not learned the Vishtara chanda at all. I've only learned that it is the name of the chanda. So this Prashtar is also a chanda. Very nice. So Vishtara ityatra शकारः कथम् आगतः इति तत्र प्रायः प्रश्नः भवितुम् अर्हति. So look at the previous slide. The same dhatu was there, same upasarga was there, same pratyaya was there, but there is vistara or vistar. So V plus stru becomes vistar. And suddenly over here we say vishtara. So सकारस्य शकारादेशः कथं भवति? यदि सकारस्य शकारादेश विधायकं सूत्रम् अस्ति, तत्र 8.3 मध्ये षत्व प्रकरणे यदि सकारस्य शकारादेशात्मकं सूत्रम् अस्ति तर्हि पूर्वमपि तादृशः एव शकारः करणीयः. So earlier we said vistara, which means there is no such name of the no such sutra that will convert sa to cha, and suddenly while giving the name of a chanda you do sa to sha. So the only answer to that is that this is a nipatana. So in the Shatva Prakaranam, Inkoho and Apadantasya Murdhanyah 8.3, we studied many of those sutras while talking about Nishtha sutras. So in that section, there will be a sutram, we will come to that, but just a guesswork from here that there must be some sutram in that section which gives a nipatana of shakara for the name of a chanda. And that's exactly what you see is in fact the same named sutram. So look at this. The name of the current sutram is Chando Namnicha. And if you go to the Shatva Prakaranam, you see another sutram with the same name Chando Namnicha. And the first line of Kashika gives everything out. Vishtaraha iti nipatyate. So V plus stru plus ghaya ityatra sakarasya shakaradeshah nipatyate. That is the reason why other places you don't get such a conversion. Granthasya vistaraha patasya vistaraha ityatra kimartham ayam shatvam idam shatvam na bhavati तादृशं सूत्रमेव नास्ति तर्हि छन्दसः यत् नाम तत्र विष्टार पंक्ति इति षत्वं कथं भवति तत्र निपातनात्मकं सूत्रमस्ति छन्दो नाम्नि च all that it says is any time you have a v plus through plus gaya and that whole word indicates the name of a chanda here is a nipatana of shakara so v purvat through ityetasmat dhatoho Chando Namnicha, the Krudanta Sutram is the same Sutram, don't confuse. What we are reading right now is the Shatva Prakaranam Chando Namnicha. That is very closely related to the Krudanta Prakaranam Chando Namnicha. Because the Krudanta Prakaranam Chando Namnicha will give the Pratyaya, Ghai Pratyaya. And then Shatva Prakaranam Chando Namnicha will do a Shakara. So V Purvat Stru Ityetasmad Dhatoho Chando Namnicha इत्येवं विहितः घञ् इति विष्टरः इत्यपि प्रकृते विष्टारः इति विज्ञायते. I'll explain this line in a minute. Let's go ahead. विष्टार पंक्ति छन्दः विष्टारो बृहति छन्दः. Both the examples we saw. छन्दो नाम्नि इति किम् अन्यत्र तु विस्तारः. So basically there is no sutram that will convert sa to sha. Only for the name of the chandas a special case has been enumerated over here by giving the nipatana. So V purvat strunatehe ghayantasya. This whole context is from the previous chando namnicha. V purvat strunatehe ghayantasya sasya shatvam syat chando namni iti shatvam bhavati. Now it turns out that this particular sutram it comes along with another similar sutram. So let me also take it. So 839, so this is 8394 and just before that is 8393. That's also another nipatana of Vishtara. So Vishtara iti shabdasya atra nipatanam, Vishtara iti shabdasya atra nipatanam. So the previous sutram Vikshasanayor Vishtaraha ityatra Vishtara shabdasya nipatanam kriyate. It's all nipatanam again. And the next sutram is doing the nipatana of Vishtara. उभयत्र किम निपात्यते इति वदामश्चेत् षत्वं निपात्यते. So in the previous case v iti upasargah stru iti dhatuh and normal apa iti pratyayah tatra asti. So vistara on the previous slide also we saw that there is a normal vistara. Look at this struna vistara. So when prathane vava shabde conditions are not applied or when chando namnicha conditions will not be applied you get vistara. So that vistara word also in some cases becomes vishtara. Shatvam nipatyate, that is being given in this previous sutram. Very, very peculiar context. Vishtara iti shabdaha nipatyate, vrukshaha iti arthaha asti chet. So maybe there is a name of a vruksha called Vishtara vruksha. So that name has been derived like this. Asane vache, a broad asana, name of a specific broad asana is called Vishtaram. So Vishtaram asanam. So these are the words used in the language or they were used in the language. Vruksha ityasmin arthe vishtara shabdaha, asana ityasmin arthe ityukte vishishtasya vrukshasya nirdeshartham. Like how you have various names of trees, in the same way there is a name of a tree called vishtara. There is a name of a typical type of an asana called like sofa, chair, stool and so on. Various type of asanas are there. Vishtara iti kinchit asanasya nama. So Vishtaram iti asanam, Vishtaraha iti vrukshaha. Kevalam dvayoho vishaye eva atra shatvam nipatyate. Anyatra tu vistaraha. So vakyasya vistaraha. Same example, granthasya vistaraha, shabdasya vistaraha, vakyasya. Aulapi is the name of a person who talks. So aulapi vakyasya vistarah. A sentence spoken by aulapi. He keeps on talking. So or he has talked something and then we are writing commentaries on it. So tasya vakyasya vistarah iti atra ashayah. So this vrikshasana or vistara, it's not in this context. It will come a little bit later in Siddhanta Kaumudi, but I thought I'll explain it right now so that we can skip at that particular time. So anayoho vipurvasya sraha shatvam nipatyate. Again, the pratyaya is already given. So here also v plus stru plus ghaya. Normal ghaya pratyaya is normal apa pratyaya is coming. Rudo rapa ityanena. So rudo rapa ityasya samaya sutrasya अध्ययन समये idam sutram सिद्धांत कौमुद्यां दत्तमस्ति परन्तु इदानीमेव अस्माभिः पठितं वृक्ष तथा आसन इत्येतयोः शब्दयोः विषये वृक्ष इत्येतयोः अर्थयोः विषये विष्टर इति शब्दः निपात्यते छन्दसः नाम अस्ति चेत् विष्टार इति निपात्यते. So this is the context in this line. So he says घय इति विष्टरः इत्यपि प्रकृते. From the previous sutram vishtara was coming. So vishtaraha ityapi prakrute. Prakrute means it was coming from the previous sutram. Same word was used over here also. Prestro yadnye. Yadnye iti prakrutatvat means it was coming from the previous sutram. So that's exactly the word that's being used over here also. Vishtara iti prakrute vishtar iti vidyayate. किमर्थम अत्र छंदो नाम्नि च इति कृद प्रकरणस्थेन सूत्रेण तत्र घय प्रत्ययः भवति. So in the first context it is the up pratyayah and shatvam nipatyate. In the second context it is the घय pratyaya in the shatvam nipatyate. In both the cases the pratyaya is given by the corresponding sutra of the krudanta prakaranam. It is only the shatvam that is being given because the sutra is in the apadantasya murdhanya adhikara 8394 8393, that inko apadanta se murdhanya, that entire adhikara is over here. Okay, so that completes the discussion of the stru dhatu. We have 4 more sutras and then we will stop. So here vi stru iti dhatu अस्माभि तस्य अध्ययनं कृतं. 5 more sutras. So udigrahah samimushtau परिण्योर्नीणोर्द्युताभ्रेषयोः परावनुपात्य इणः vyupayoshete paryaye. So 5 sutras we should be able to finish at least 5 minutes in advance. So tatra अग्रे अस्ति घय इति प्रत्ययः ग्रह इति धातुः. So घय प्रत्यय is common, ग्रह इति धातुः. उदिग्रहः samimushtau. So 2 sutras. Now it's very simple. Utta plus graha, that's udigraha. Sama plus graha, that's samimushtau. So it's basically 1 upasarga and 1 dhatu. For the graha dhatu, the outsargika pratyaya is apa. So there is a sutram called graha vrudru nishchigamascha. I'll show that sutram. So we have, look at this, all ghai pratyayas are there. After ghai pratyaya, there is one sutra for acha pratyaya and there is section of apa pratyaya which starts. Tatra prathamam sutram rudo rapa. I have been continuously saying it again and again. Immediately next sutram is graha vrudru nishchigamascha. So graha iti dhatuः अस्ति चेत् तत्र औत्सर्गिक रूपेण अपप्रत्ययः एव भवति. घय प्रत्यय से अपवाद रूपेण अपप्रत्ययः भवति. So graha is not ikaranta, graha is not rukaranta, it is not ukaranta. So a racha or rudo rapa is not applicable, but you have graha vrudru nishchigamascha that will give an apapratyaya for graha dhatu. And in some cases when the upasarga is uda or when the upasarga is sama, that ghaya, that upper is being blocked and ghaya is brought back. So graha dhatoho vishaye, to accept ityasya dhatoho vishaye, graha vrudru nishchigamascha ityanena apa iti pratyaye prapte udigraha utta plus graha ityatra ghaya pratyayah bhavati ap pratyasya apavadaha. Udgraha, graha is to pick or lift. Udgraha, lift upwards or to accept. Graha, grahanam karoti, grinhati iti api arthaha. Udgraha is the process of lifting upwards. So udgraha iti tatra shabdah siddhyati. Uda iti upapadam, graha iti dhatu, single word has been derived. Udgraha. So that's all that Kaumudi says. Udgraha, nothing else. And one Vartika has been given in Kashika, not in Kaumudi, but let's read it. Chandasi. So in the Vaidika context, here Chandasi will resume its original meaning, Vaidika context. So in the Vaidika context, Ni Purvad api ishyate. Ni plus graha ityatra api ishyate. Api means Uda plus graha will also come. Uda plus graha and Ni plus graha in the context of yajnas or in the context of Vedas, kutra srug udyaman nipatanayoho. So understand, I mentioned the word, the meaning as lifting. Here a specific utensil in the yajna, when it is lifted for giving the ahuti. So for example, you take a big wooden spoon or some small utensil, you lift it for giving the ahuti, for giving the offering in the yajna. That particular context, see how very specific contexts have been captured. So that particular context, in that context, the uda or ni can combine with graha with a ghre pratyaya, and you get words called udgrabh. Hakarasya kathanchit bhakarah bhavati. So everything is cooked up. Hakarasya bhakarah bhavati. Ni plus graha plus घय और उत प्लस ग्रह प्लस घय उभयत्र हकारस्य भकारः. अदरवाइज इट वाज उद्ग्राह, परंतु हकारस्य भकारः उद्ग्राभ. So he quotes some mantra from Vedas. Udgrabham cha nigrabham cha brahmadeva avivrudan. Some excerpt from the Vedas have been quoted. So udgrabha, nigrabha, these are the words that are seen used in the Veda. How, what is the context? The context is uplifting of that utensil for offering something to the yajna. How is this derived? In the Vedas, uta or ni plus graha gets a ghaya and ha becomes bha. That's the context over here. That's udigraha. Agrimam sutram samimushtau. So very simple again. Sama iti upasargaha, graha iti dhatuhu, ghai iti pratyayah. When the resultant word indicates a mushti, a fist, the fingers coming together. That's exactly how he explains it. So I'm saying that word. So a fist or a fingers coming together. Anguli sanniveshaha. All fingers, five fingers coming together. Mushtihi ityukte kim? Anguli sanniveshaha. So when you want to indicate the meaning of a mushti, you use sama plus graha plus ghaya. Sama plus graha plus ghaya will be sangraha. Graha will become graha, sangraha. So aho mallasya sangraha. Look at the fist of that wrestler. Aho mushtikasya sangraha. Drudha akhyayate. So tightly held fist is being discussed or is being told. Mushtau iti kim? If it is not related to mushti. So how is this word mushti related to graha? Five fingers, they are brought together. They are picked together. Tesham samagram grahanam krutamasti iti atra ashayah. That's how the graha word is to be linked. Graha means to pick or to bring together, to accept. So all five fingers have been directed in the same direction so that a fist is created. That's why he explains mushtihi anguli sanniveshaha. And in that context, sangraha word is used to as a synonym for mushti. Mushti iti kim? Anyatra ekatrikaranam iti arthaha asti. Sama plus graha is actually ekatrikaranam. Tatra tu sangrahaha, very well known word. Sangrahaha, sangruhnati iti dhatuhu. Ekatrikaroti iti arthaha. Tatra tu dhamnyasya dravyasya va. You collect the money, sangraha. So mallasya sangraha. Mushtau iti kim? Dravyasya, dhanyasya, pushpanam, phalanam, pustakanam sangraha iti tatra घय प्रत्ययः न भवति, औत्सर्गिकः अप प्रत्ययः एव विधीयते. अग्रे गच्छामः. 3 more sutras, counting down. So where were we? So here samimushtau iti asmabhi patitam parinyorninordyutabhreshayoho paravanupatyaya inaha vyupayoshete paryaye. So first two sutras, they are about ina dhatu in the most part, and one component is for the ni dhatu. So let's take this first sutram, parinyor ninor dyuta bhreshayoho. Sutra looks complex, but there is nothing. Let me give a quick background and then we will read the commentaries. So pari iti upasargaha and ni iti upasargaha. So parinyoho iti dvivachanam asti. Pari plus ni. So pari iti upasargaha, ni iti upasargaha. So two upasargas. There are two dhatus. Ni iti dhatuhu. So see, rasva ni is the upasarga, dirgha ni is the dhatu. So ni iti dhatuhu and ina iti dhatuhu. So ni plus ina, dirgha plus rasva will be dirgha. So ni plus ina iti dhatuhu. So two dhatus, two upasargas and two meanings. Dyuta is one meaning and abhresha is another meaning. So obviously it's one on one, yatha sankham bhavati. So let's understand. First part is pari iti upasargaha, ni iti dhatuhu, dyuta iti arthaha. Second part is ni, raswani iti upasargaha, ina iti dhatuhu, abhresha iti arthaha. So one to one mapping will happen. Two upasargas, two dhatus, two arthas. You extract each of them. So parishabde ni shabde upapade यथा संख्यम नियः इणः घय प्रत्ययः द्यूताभ्रेशयोः अत्र अपि यथा संख्यम संबंधः. Everything is yatha sankhya. Now what is the exact meaning? Nayati means to take. Parinayati means to take all around. So parinaya means vivaha iti also arthaha. So you take the rounds around that particular fire, yajna. So it's called parinaya. Similar meaning over here. You take around a particular board of dyuta. So you have a board game. Dyuta is a representative of a board game. And then some pieces of that board game you take all around that board, and in that process you keep killing or you keep destroying the opponent's pieces. Now what game is that I don't know, but there will be some board game, Dute or whatever, where you have a piece and you take that piece all around the board, maybe on the outer squares of a chessboard or something, and in that process you keep on killing the opponent's pieces with that piece. That very particular action is being indicated over here. So he says द्यूत विषयः चेत नयतेः अर्थः. For this ni dhatu we are talking about dyuta. How is the meaning justified? Parinayena sharan hanti. Shara is a piece on that board. Hanti, the pieces belonging to the opposite party are destroyed. Katham? Parinayena, by taking your own piece and rotating it with according to the rules of the game, moving it around that particular board. So tatra pari iti upasargaha, ni iti dhatuhu, atra ghaya iti anena sutreda pratyayah. Otherwise ani would have given acha pratyaya, but parinayena atra pari plus ni plus ghaya iti pratyayah bhavati. Parinaya iti shabdah siddhyati. This particular word can only be used in the context where a piece on the dyuta or a board game is revolving or is doing a full round across the board, killing the pieces of the opponent. In that particular context, this is very clear over here. Dyute parinayena sharan hanti samantat nayanena, takes all around and kills everybody. Everybody in the sense pieces of the opponent party. So that is the whole context where the word parinaya is used. Everywhere else it will be parinaya. So dyuta iti context nasti chet parinaya iti bhavati. So that is one part. Let's also read it from Kaumudi. Paripurvat nayatehe ghaya syad dyute vishaye parinayena sharan hanti samantat nayanena, takes all around iti artha. The second part of the same sutram, ni iti upasargah, इण इति धातुः, इण गतौ इति धातुः, नि इति उपसर्गः, अभ्रेश इति अर्थः. Abhresh means something that is appropriate, something that is according to the rules, something that is uchitam. So abhresh iti artha, yatha prapta karanam abhreshah. If something comes as a part of sequence, you do that particular action when it is your turn, and so on. So you do this appropriately. So for example, you don't jump a queue. For example, you stand in the queue, wait for your turn, and then when your turn comes, you take that particular whatever benefit you want to take. So that is abhresha. In that context, you have ni iti upasargaha, ina iti dhatuhu. It generates a very beautiful simple word, nyaya. What is nyaya? In all other contexts, even if you take in the context of law, it will mean exactly the same thing, something that is uchitam, something that is appropriate, something that is according to the rules. So standing in the queue was just one example that I gave. Anything that is according to the rules, anything that is uchitam, anything that is appropriate, anything that is within the given framework is nyaya, is according lawful iti atra arthah. So abhreshe, abhreshe ityasmin sandarbhe nyaya iti shabdah siddhyati. So this is the word derived from this sutra. Ni plus ina plus ghaya gives nyaya. अन्यत्र सर्वत्र तु न्यय इति शब्दः. So abhresha vishayः कीदृशः? पदार्थानाम् अनपचारः, non deviation from the rules. यथा प्राप्त करणम abhresha, whatever is correct to do, whatever is moral correct appropriate to do. So that's abhresha nyaya iti shabdah. So basically he wanted to derive the word nyaya, and he gives all round explanation. He could have just done a nipatana also of nyaya over here, but tries to avoid nipatanas, gives structure as much as possible. So abhresha eshaha atra nyayah. Anyatra tu parinayah vivahaha. So other rounds that are not related to those pieces on the board, we call them parinaya. Similarly, nyaya, न्ययम गतः, सो विनाशम गतः, विनष्टः इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे न्यय इति शब्दः भवति इति अत्र अस्य सूत्रस्य आशयः. परिण्योर्नीणोर्द्युताभ्रेषयोः. Two more sutras and we will stop. Paravanupatyaya inaha. So again the same ina dhatu over here. Same ina dhatu. In the previous context it was ni plus ina. Nyaya was derived. Here now it is pari plus ina. Paryaya. Upa plus ina. What is upa? Parau anupaya. There is no uppa. That's what I was saying. There is no uppa. It's just pari plus ina. This is wrong. This is my typing mistake. Parau anupatyaye inaha. So pari plus ina paryaya. Iti eva atra shabda siddhati. This looks very convincing. It might generate a word called upaya, but that's not the word generated over here. It's just paryaya. Again, very well known word. Paryaya. Turn iti arthaha. So when you are, for example, taking turns one by one, in Sanskrit, when you say it is your turn, we say bhavatah paryayah, tava paryayah iti Sanskrit bhashayam uchyate. So paripati, it is your turn. Tasmin arthe pari iti upasargah asti chet ina dhatoh घय प्रत्यय भवति. So परिशब्दे उपपदे इन धातोः घय प्रत्ययः भवति. अनुपत्यये गम्यमाने. Anupatyaya exactly means what I said just now, taking turns one by one. So when the context is this, immediately he explains krama praptasya anatipataha. So you don't break the queue and directly jump. So for example, if each one of you, each one person in the queue is entitled a gift, you wait till your turn comes and then you accept the gift. So krama praptasya anatipataha, na atipataha, not deviating from the krama, staying within that chain or within that sequence, that is paripati. Tava paryayah, it's your turn. Mama paryayah, it's my turn. Anupatyaye iti kim? Again, very specific context, only then the word paryaya will be derived. Otherwise, paryaya, instead of that, we say paryaya, normal ach pratyaya will be there. So paryaya, paryaya ityukte, to spend something, or khandanam bhavati, kala viparyayah, vishaya viparyayah, iti api atra shabdaha भाषायां सन्ति. सो पर्यय खण्डनम इति सामान्य भाषायां अर्थः. Atipataha, khandanam iti artha. Khandanam in the sense, whatever was a sequence, that sequence has been broken down. So I was trying to teach something, trying to explain something, something completely different goes in the mind. That's paryaya. Viparyaya iti api uchyate. I was saying something and you understood something completely different. In typical argument, it might happen. That's also word similarly. V plus pari, tatra paryaya iti siddhyati. So kalasya paryayaha. क्रमप्राप्तस्य अनतिपातः अनुपात्ययः तव पर्यायः मम पर्यायः अनुपात्यये किं कालस्य पर्ययः इति शब्दः. So again, very specific words have been derived. For some people it's fun, for some people it's boring, but it's a part of the course, so we have to go through these sutras. One more sutram and then we will stop. The reason I want to take one more sutra is because it is very closely related to the previous one. Paravanupatyaya inaha. This sutram, what word does it derive? It derives the word paryaya, we just now saw in a minute. The same word paryaya is used in the next sutram. Vyupayo shete paryaye. So he derives the word in the previous sutram, immediately uses in the next sutram पर्याय इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे वि नो चेत् उप इति उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् शी धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति. सो व्युपयो शेते पर्याये. पर्याय इति अत्र अर्थः. Same, he cooks the word and immediately uses it. How typically, for example, you cook something and you immediately use it for eating, for naivedyam, whatever. So he cooks that word in the previous sutram, immediately uses in the next sutram. And that's being explained in the commentaries also. So vyupayo shete paryaye. So shing swapne iti dhatuhu. इकारांत धातुः अच इति प्रत्ययः प्राप्नोति, परन्तु वि उपपदमस्ति, उपसर्गः अस्ति, उप इति उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् शी धातोः घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति. सेम मीनिंग, पर्याय, योर टर्न, माय टर्न. In order to indicate that, earlier we derived the word paryaya. So understand, for that particular context, your turn, my turn, that thing, we used the word anupatyaya and we derived the word paryaya. So paryaya was the final result, and in order to indicate the meaning of, not breaking the sequence, we use the word called anupatyaya. Now what we are doing is we are constructing another synonym, but now we are using paryaya as the word. He could have used anupatyaya as anuvrutti, but he prefers to use paryaya. That is also explained in the commentary. But before that, vi upa ityetayoho upapadayoho shetehe dhato घञ् प्रत्ययः भवति पर्याये गम्यमाने. So tava vishaya, same thing, your turn. So example given over here is, say there are people in a, say, village, and in order to make sure that in the night there is a proper security in the village, people take turns in staying awake in the night and doing the security check while everybody else is sleeping. So tava vishayaha. So your turn to stay awake. That's exactly she iti dhatuhu. Vyupayo shete paryaye. So anybody who is feeling sleepy because I'm discussing sutras after sutras, tava vishayaha, your turns to stay awake right now, at least for next 5 minutes. So tava vishayaha, mama vishayaha, your turn to stay awake, my turn to stay awake. Tava rajopashayaha, your turn to stay awake and protect the king. So maybe there are various servants, each of them has to protect the king or keep an eye when the king is sleeping. So tava rajopashayaha, tava rajanam upashayitum paryayaha. You need to stay next to, not you need to go and sleep next to king, and that's not the meaning over here. You need to stay next to the king. It's your turn. Stay awake, keep the security, keep a watch while the king is sleeping. So तव राजोपशायः राजानं शयितुं पर्यायः इति अर्थः. पर्याय इति किं? पर्यायः योर टर्न इति अर्थः नास्ति चेत् विषयः. संशय इति अर्थः इज गिवन ओवर हियर. विषयः संशय इति अर्थः. सो विषय शब्दः संशय इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे कथं सिद्ध्यति? वि प्लस शी प्लस अच. उपशयः समीपे शेते, sleeps close to somebody, that's called upashaya. So vishaya, upashaya, these are the words that have nothing to do with the turn. So vyupayo shete paryaye is not applicable. Now there is a question over here, one last question I'll take and we'll stop, that why does he say paryaya separately? He could have just said paramanupatyaya inaha. So there is an upatya, anupatyaya. That anupatyaya itself can be taken as an anuvrutti ahead. So that's exactly what is explained in Nyasa. I'm just going to do a little hand waving and stop, and we'll come back to this point at some other in some other class. So paryayaha anupatyaya eva. So that's the root of the problem. Both meanings are same. So paryayah anupatyaya eva, tatra anupatyaya grahana anuvrutya eva siddhe paryaya grahanam badhaka badhanartham. This is what Nyasa is trying to explain. This is not there in Kashika. This is not there in Kaumudi. So you have to take it as eka paksha, or say one-sided argument, ekadeshyukti, or argument of one, or say opinion of one scholar. So what he is saying over here is that in the previous sutram there was already anupatyaya word that could have come as an anuvrutti, but still we have paryaya over here. Why? Because Panini wants to say that this sutram will take precedence. Kutra, if you go a little bit ahead, there is an inuna pratyaya over here. अभिविधौ भाव इनुण इत्यत्र अभिविधि इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः इनुण प्रत्यय भवति. I said going to do hand waving. I'll explain all this sutram later on. For now, just understand that in some context there is an inuna pratyaya which is being told, and what will happen? This is also for all dhatus. This, so therefore it will be applicable for this shi dhatu also. And for the Shi Dhatu, when you have the context of Abhividhi, then Inuna Pratyaya might have come. I would like to block that, and I would like to get back this particular Ghai Pratyaya. Therefore, he uses the repeated mention of the word Paryaya, is what Nyasakara is saying. Again, take it with pinch of salt. So he says Paryayaha Anupatyaya eva, तत्र अनुपात्य ग्रहण अनुवृत्त्या एव सिद्धे पर्याय ग्रहणम बाधक बाधनार्थम अभिविधि विवक्षायाम अपि परिमाणम अपि बाधित्वा घय एव स्यात्. So परिमाणाख्यायाम सर्वेभ्यः, that sutram we said it is blocking all the sutras. Or abhividhi, I'll come to that and I'll explain that it is going to block all the sutras, but keep those aside. Even in those contexts, or even if those are the greatest apavadas, even in those contexts, this sutram will come, and therefore paryaya has been emphasized over here. Iti atra acharyaihi न्यासकारेण uktam asti. So evam cha arthe, so sorry, abhividhi vivakshayam परिणामम अपि बाधित्वा घय एव यथा स्यात्. एवं च अर्थे शब्दाधिक्याद् अर्थाधिक्यम भवति इति लभ्यते. So shabdadhikyam asti, one word is extra, that causes arthadhikyam. It also causes extra meaning. Shabdadhikyat arthadhikyam. Shabdadhikyat arthadhikyam bhavati iti labhyate. Natu paryaya shabdah as arthasya vachakah. So just by saying paryaya is not sufficient enough to say that this is a powerful sutram than परिमाणाख्यायाम सर्वेभ्य or abhividau bhava inuna. But paryaya already had another synonym in the previous sutram, but still paryaya is used. That is the indicator that this sutram is going to be an apavada of all other sutras. Again, take this purely as a pinch of salt, because this is not clarified in Kashika and Kaumudi, just clarified in one particular commentary. So just a little bit of Shastra Vishay I wanted to touch upon, but beyond that is just, you can, I mean, one can just say that it is for clarification. One can just say it is Spashtatayai. So that's also an acceptable explanation. So Vyupayoshete Paryaye, the bottom line is that when you have turns to stay awake, because Shri Dhatu is about sleeping, this is the context of not sleeping, staying awake. So vi shete, stays awake. So there you have or upashete, both of them. So in that context, you have a ghai pratyaya, taking turn to stay awake. Tava raja upashayaha, your turn to stay next to the king, your turn to stay awake and protect the village or protect the whatever colony and so on. अत्र व्युपयोश्यते पर्याये इति अत्र सूत्रस्य अध्ययनं समाप्तम्. This is sankshepa of all the sutras that we studied today. I don't want to go on this. It's just basically sutras after sutras after sutras. It's just collected for you all so that you can, take a printout and revise over here. So samapayamaha exercises over here. First question. अमरकोशस्य अधोदत्तासु पंक्तिषु स्थूलाक्षरेण निर्दिष्टानां शब्दानां कृद्वृत्तिं विलिख्य सिद्धिं प्रदर्शयत. So some sentences from Amarakosha are taken. Very beautiful sentences. All the words that we discussed today are here. I mean, obviously, because Amarakosha was written after Ashtadhyayi, he looked at those sutras and wrote these shlokas over here. So it's not a coincidence or anything. He looks at the sutras and exactly the similar words have been combined. But some interesting words, you can try your krudvritti and derivation, and then sutranam sankshepena artham vivrunut. So there is one question over here. What is the format of the final exam? I will be spending around 20 to 25 minutes explaining the exact process and the format of the end exam some point in time when I get some time. So all that PPT is ready, but I want to finish up something. We are still on sheet number 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we have quite some time to go. So you can start studying. All that I'm promising is that is going to be 100 marks multiple choice exam, one or more correct answers for each question. No writing, no description, no essay, no fill in the blanks, nothing. Is purely going to be multiple choice question. Multiple choice in the sense, one or more choices will be correct and you have to pick that. Match the following will be there, because there also you just have to click and select. You don't have to type anything. So these kind of questions will be there. Exact format, what style of questions and all that, I will, once we reach sheet number 10 or sheet number 11, I will actually spend some 20-25 minutes walking you through the exact format of the exam, sample questions also, so that you know what to focus on, prepare. But for now you should just start revising, studying the entire course. It's a 2-year long course, so it's definitely going to take quite some time. So ityalam samapayamaha agrima saptahe punarekvaram kakshadvayam. So I'm sorry, but this is how the classes are going to go. We have to keep on going. So next one class I will require for Ghaya. So we are over here at Vyupayoshete Paryaye. There are a few more Ghai sutras. I'll need one class for Ghaya. And then I will need one class for this Inun and Nacha. Very beautiful discussion. Lot of Shastra aspects are there here. So karma vyatihare nachastriyam abhividau bhava innuna iti innuna tatha nacha pratyaya vishay ekaha vargaha. So tomorrow there is no class. We have classes on Thursday, Friday morning. Today is Friday, right? So Thursday, Friday morning. So we don't have any class tomorrow. We have class next week, next Thursday morning, next Friday morning. We are just going to continue with this sheet for next 2 or 3 weeks till we reach the end. So इत्यलं समापयामः. अष्टाध्यायी जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानामुपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्दब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान्यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौतागिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.